Hi lovelies, welcome to Gomak. Today we are going to make this beautiful mesh hat. I really liked it and enjoyed the whole procedure. And we begin. This is the yarn that I am using and a 3.5 millimeters hook. And you'll definitely need a pair of scissors. So let us begin. We are going to make a magic ring. And then we are going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first chain 4 counts as the first stitch and a chain 1, the first double crochet and a chain 1. Then we are going to make a double crochet. So if I have 2 double crochets, then chain 1. Again go into it and make another double crochet. You are going to do this until you have 12 in number, Remember to chain 1 before you make the next double crochet. And also remember the first chain 4 counts as your first double crochet plus chain 1. Continue until you have 12 in number. Here I am with 12 double crochets and a chain 1. So we are going to end the first row and I'm just going to go into the third stitch. Remember you had a chain 4, we are going to go into the chain 3 this point and finish with a slip stitch. Begin row 2. I'm going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then let me just pull this, pull it more. So we are going to work into the chain spaces and we are going to just go into it with a slip stitch. Chain 5, 3, 4, 5, then go into the next chain space with a slip stitch. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go into the next chain space with a slip stitch. Basically this is it for row 2. We are going to do this until we are done with our row. This is what you are going to do until you are done with our row. At the end of the row, I'm on the last one. So where we began, the first is where we are going to go into, and I'm going into it with a slip stitch. This way. So I expect you to have 12 in number. I expect you to have them 12 in number. So the next row we are going to work in the middles. That's why I'm counting the stitches or the chain, sorry. Remember we had a chain 5. So in between 5 is 3. So we are going to slip stitch until we come to the third chain. All together we slip stitch until we come to the third chain. That is in between the chain 5, So at this point I'm just going now to continue with the pattern, but now I'm going to chain 6 on this particular row. So in short, as the row grows, you also grow the number of your stitches. We go into the next chain space and make a slip stitch, and then chain 6 again. Go in the next chain space, and make a slip stitch. So this is it for this row. You chain 6, go into the next chain space and make a slip stitch So we continue this way until we are done with the row. I am at this point and just counting to confirm, ensure that you always have 12. So I have 11. I'm just going to make my 6 chains, the last 6 chains, and I'm going into the point where I began. Mark that, please. Always go into the stitch that you began in and just slip stitch right together. And to begin the next row, always look for the middle part of your chain space. So we had 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So you slip stitch until you come to the middle. I am at the middle right now. You slip stitch until you come to the middle of your chain space. I'm going now to chain 7. Remember we had 6 in the previous row. Now next row we chain 7. Go into the next chain space and make a slip stitch. As simple as that. So at this point you continue to do that until you come to the diameter of your head. As the rows grows, also grow your number of chains. Also grow the number of your chains until you have your diameter. So mine is around 8, and I'm just going to step at this point because I already have 8.5. Now we want to begin reducing. We want to begin reducing, and I'm already in the middle of my chain space. At this point I had reached 11 chains. So reducing it with 20%, it means it comes to 9. So at this point I chain 9 and go into the next chain space and make a slip stitch. Chain 9, go into the next chain space and slip stitch. Now we are reducing. I said at my diameter point I had gone up to 11 chains. So now we are reducing. I'm going to reduce with 20%, which comes to around 9. So I've been chaining 9, 9, 9 until I'm done with the row, and I'm now looking for the middle part of my chain space. Remember I had chained 9, so the middle chain will be the 5th. So you slip stitch until you come to the 5th chain. Here I am. And then you are going to chain 9. So from this point onwards you're just going to chain 9, go into the next chain space and make a slip stitch until you come to your desired length. At this point I've done 4 rows of 9 chains, and this is how the mesh hat looks like. I already like it, so you can stop it at this point if you don't want to add a little charm, but I'm thinking of adding some little charms, and let me show you how I'm going to do it. So let me get into my last stitch or chain. Let me get into my last stitch at this point, and then I'm just going to chain 21. I'm going to make 21 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and I'll just add one, then cut my yarn, but leave a longer yarn. For my case, I'm just cutting it at this point. And then I have some beads and a needle. I'm going to use a needle to just insert the bead. So this is what I'm going to do. you remember the leftover yarn, and you attach it to your needle and then use it to attach your bead to the strand, to the 20 chain strand. I hope we are together. So forgive me at this point, I didn't realize that my lighting is so poor, but I hope you can see what I'm doing. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'll work on this next time. Please forgive me. So I've already inserted my bead, and then I'll just weave in to make. This is what I have at the end. I hope you like it. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing.